Welcome to the annual meeting of the New England Museum Association. And what better way to start than by honoring excellence in our field? This year's NEMA Excellence Awards recognize individuals in our region for outstanding museum practice. Nominated by their peers, the awardees demonstrated passion, commitment, and vision in their work for and with New England's museums. Their work makes us better as a community of museum professionals and as a field.
Hi, I'm Christine Freitas, Director of Communications and Content at Old Sturbridge Village. Our nominee for this year's NEMA Excellence Award is Derek Heidemann. He's our Director of Collections and Research, and he's been nominated for many reasons. Amongst them is his intimate knowledge of our collections, his lifetime of dedication to the museum, and his excellent leadership abilities. Great job, Derek. Well deserved.
I'm Derek Heidemann. I'm the Director of Collections and Research here at Old Sturbridge Village. I'm very excited to be receiving this Excellence Award from NEMA this year, and also very humbled and honored that my colleagues would nominate me for the award. I've worked at OSV for a very long time now, starting out when I was a little kid here. Living history has always really been a passion of mine. And in my work today, it's really all about combining the collection here at the museum with living history work. I find that to be a very exciting part of the job, and I'm very fortunate to work with a really great group of people that help me in those goals and bring their own energy to that as well.
I nominated Richard Sanderson for the NEMA Excellence Award because I wanted to celebrate his dedication to popularizing astronomy in Western Massachusetts. Through his work in the Springfield Science Museum for over 50 years, whether as staff or as a volunteer, he's influenced many careers, including people who went on to become astrophysicists, engineers, or even museum directors. Thank you, Richard.
I'd like to express my sincere thanks and appreciation to NEMA for giving me this wonderful award, and I'd also like to thank Jenny Powers for nominating me.
Over the span of nearly 2 decades, Matthew Marshall has worked his way up from an unpaid college intern to one of our most senior positions, Director of Operations. Matt is a forward-thinking leader who elevated the shop to new heights, nimbly navigated the challenges of the pandemic, and dedicated himself and us all to the betterment of every visitor's experience. On behalf of all of us at the Florence Griswold Museum, we congratulate Matt for receiving a 2022 NEMA Excellence Award and thank him for everything he does to make the museum a more welcoming and beautiful place.
Hi, I'm Matthew Marshall, and I wanted to thank everyone who nominated me for a NEMA Excellence Award and then chose me to be one of the recipients. It's flattering and humbling to be recognized by your peers. Thank you.
I am Tammy Hammond from the Massachusetts Historical Society, and am proud to celebrate Anne E. Bentley, Curator of Art and Artifacts Emerita. Curator, conservator, author, and numismatist, Anne has served a distinguished career at the MHS since 1973. She is a master in her field, has devoted her time and creativity to the MHS, and has inspired countless staff members with her knowledge of the Society's collection. A joy to work with and learn from, Anne epitomizes excellence in the museum field and is most deserving of this award.
I'm Anne Bentley. I'm Curator of Art and Artifacts Emerita here at the Massachusetts Historical Society. I'd like to thank Tammy for nominating me for this prestigious award. I would like to dedicate this award to my colleagues here at the Massachusetts Historical Society. I can't think of a better place to practice history or with a better set of colleagues. Thank you, NEMA, from the bottom of my heart.
Hello, my name is Regan Miner, and I'm the Executive Director of the Norwich Historical Society here in Norwich, Connecticut. The reason why I nominated Dane Rue for this award is because he is in the process of overseeing a massive $1.8 million roof restoration project at the Slater Memorial Museum in Norwich, Connecticut, along with a complete reinstallation of the museum's permanent galleries. He was instrumental in raising $800,000 in crucial funding for the project and has been overseeing the construction work daily. Additionally, Dane works strategically with team and community members to create a new vision and mission statement for the museum. Dane has worked tirelessly on designing new exhibits that reflect the diversity of the community while honoring the museum's core values. In just under a year in his new role, Dane has enacted transformative change at Slater Memorial Museum while continuing to engage the community with programs and traveling exhibits while the museum has been closed for construction and restoration. I am so grateful to NEMA for honoring Dane with this prestigious award. Thank you.
I am beyond humbled and so thankful to receive this recognition. Thank you so much to everybody at NEMA, and congratulations to the other award recipients.
Hello, NEMA. On behalf of the Seacoast Science Center, we want to send a giant and heartfelt thank you for this honor. Our dynamic Gulf of Maine, a place of urgency and hope, was a staff-wide and multi-partner effort, including Winter Holben Architecture and Design, Hearst Design Studio, University of New Hampshire School of Marine Science and Ocean Engineering, and our many collaborative partners. This exhibit has powerfully improved our institutional efforts to deepen storytelling and discussion about the rapidly changing Gulf of Maine. Once again, we thank you for your acknowledgement and support.
Hi, I'm Heidi Bond. I'm the Executive Director of the Forbes House Museum in Milton, Massachusetts.
And I'm Barb Silberman. I'm the Director of Special Projects at the museum.
We worked together on Opium, the Business of Addiction, and we had a great team of people helping us out. I'd like to thank the Milton Public Library, the Milton Coalition, and Courageous Conversations Toward Racial Justice, who helped a lot with some of the complicated themes that we explored in this subject.
The exhibit was about the involvement of the Forbes family in the 19th century opium trade, its connection to the current opioid epidemic today, and the impact of the opium trade on our relations with China. One of the things that we thought was really important to do was to present many different opinions, which has led us to a much more diverse audience. Thank you, NEMA.
Thank you.
Bringing together over 100 dedicated teachers and librarians with some of our nation's finest children's authors and illustrators in a world-renowned museum is a recipe for magic and success. But such symphonies of artistry and dialogue do not occur spontaneously. They are the result of a team effort of selecting themes, inviting speakers, and developing curricula. For over 2 decades, Esther Cohn has been a key member of that planning effort, and 4 years ago, the baton was passed to become its main conductor. Whether working with students or teachers, there's an effervescence to Esther's teaching, and my library and foundation colleagues are honored to nominate her for one of this year's NEMA Excellence Awards.
I'm thrilled to accept this award and want to thank my dear colleagues who have worked on this conference over the years. May this day of learning continue to restore, renew, and inspire teachers and school librarians and help them discover children's literature that sparks students' imaginations and deepens their understanding of history.
Hello, I am Jeff Barraclough, Executive Director of the Manchester Historic Association and Millyard Museum, and was pleased to nominate Christy Ellsworth for a NEMA Excellence Award this year. As our museum educator for the past 5 years, Christy has worked hard to bring fun educational programming to our school groups. This summer, she developed a brand new program for young campers visiting the museum that was focused on women's experiences in the mills and what life was like for young mill girls working in Manchester. This is just one example of how Christy brings excellence to our school groups and educational programs. Thank you, Christy, and congratulations.
Hi there, my name is Christy Ellsworth. I'm the museum educator at the Millyard Museum run by the Manchester Historic Association. I am honored to receive the NEMA Excellence Award, and I want to give a big thank you to my director, Jeff Barraclough, and to the entire NEMA community for this prestigious award. I get the privilege of waking up every day and doing what I love. I'm passionate about the history of Manchester, and I love sharing that story with the students that come here every year. I will continue to work hard to be deserving of this award, and again, I thank you so much for this honor.
Hi, I'm Dinah Carden. I'm the content producer at the Peabody Essex Museum in Salem, Massachusetts, and this is...
Stephen Mallory. I'm the manager of historic structures and landscapes for the museum.
We are thrilled to be the recipients of the 2022 NEMA Excellence Award for our series called PEM Walks. Salem, Massachusetts is an incredible walkable city, and we produced this series that takes you to all of our historic buildings, and you can walk along and listen to the tour as you go and learn about the history of each of the buildings, the architecture, with our expert here, Stephen.
Yes, thanks again for this wonderful award, and the program was basically an effort as part of our COVID response to get these buildings accessible to people who could not get inside of them for tours during the pandemic and the lockdown, and also to give greater public exposure and an impromptu and fun way of getting more of our historic buildings, which there's about 20 of them that the museum owns, some of them real architectural masterworks, and so that you can go along with your phone, click on a QR code, and listen to Dinah and I give you an introduction to each of the historic houses.
And here we are at the Ropes Mansion, so come see us here in Salem. Thank you.
My name is Camille Myers-Breeze, and I'm the Director and Chief Conservator at Museum Textile Services. It was a shock to us all when we learned of Kelly Cobble's sudden death this past March. Kelly dedicated 27 years to the Adams National Historic Park, where together we accomplished the conservation of the family's textiles and clothing. When we examined John Quincy Adams' christening gown together, Kelly and I remarked at how tiny the hand stitches are, and recalled Laura Linney as Abigail Adams in the 2008 miniseries, asking John Adams to please bring more pins from France. When we discussed the bedspread knitted by John Quincy Adams' wife, Louisa Catherine Adams, we pondered the journey of all that cotton yarn to New England in the decade prior to the end of slavery. Kelly understood the power of artifacts to teach in ways words and images can't. This nomination for the NEMA Excellence Award was made with the blessing of two of Kelly's closest coworkers, Patty Smith and Courtney Jason. When you see them at NEMA programs, please invite them to share more stories about Kelly with you.